Hello there and welcome to the channel. In this tutorial, you will learn how to create a fully customized message box in VB.NET Windows Form application to be precise. It is going to display dynamic messages, custom icons, and even personalized word titles, right? So let me just go ahead and demonstrate to you what we'll be building, and we can start to create it from the ground up. Yeah, so I have designed a basic sign-in page here. Let me go ahead and say I wouldn't provide any details and click on signing. You could see that we are getting a nice customized message box like that. Now when I when I go ahead and provide some predefined details which are correct, um, and then click on signing, you could see that we are getting a message box with this time around a different message and a success icon like that. Yes, and that is basically what we're going to work on in this video. If it seems so interesting, don't forget to hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel if this is your first time on this platform. All right, so let me close this one and we're going to create a new project from the scratch. All right, so let me go ahead and close all these ones. Go to file, I'll say close solution. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and create a new project. Create a new project. So this Visual Studio 2022, have that in mind. All right, so I'll search for Visual Basic here, and then the platform I'm going to say Windows, and then I want it to run on desktop. Right, and you could see that the list of options here are quite numerous, but we are going to look for a particular one that says Windows Forms application into brackets .NET framework. So Windows Forms app, this one right here, into bracket .NET framework. That is what we're interested in. All right, let me go ahead and click on OK or next, and then let's specify the name of the application. Say custom message app. Yeah, leave the rest to default and then click on create. All right, so we have our first form created. So this is going to be our sign-in page. So let me just basically rename this one. So select it, come to the properties window here, and then under the name or the name property, change it to FRM as a login or signing. Yeah, and then also we're going to change some few things. Before then, let me just increase the font size of this form to, let's say, 14. So basically what it's going to do is that since the font size of this form is 14, any control that we place on it, automatically it is going to assume the size 14. But if you want to further go ahead and change the size of the other controls, you can perfectly do that. All right, good. So let me adjust this one a bit, make it more interesting. All right, great. So I'm going to disable the form border style, change it to none, right? And then the control box to, I'll set it to what, false. So this is going to remove any form of design associated with this particular form. And also the cursor, I want to change the cursor of this form to hand, so that when you hover over the form, instead of this normal cursor, you're seeing it to change to the hand cursor. All right, let me also set the double buffer to true. Okay, then what again? Also this form, let's say that we want it to start always at the center of the screen, and this one shouldn't have this text here. All right, so I think with this we are good to go. We're good to go. Let's go ahead and implement the other stuff. So I'm going to pull um, a label, right? I want a label. I also want a text box, and then I want a button as well, right? I want a button as well. Great. So like I said, you could see that when we go to the font size of this particular font size property of this particular button, you see that the font size is what, 14, because the font size of this, I mean its parent container or form is what, 14, so it is inheriting that size already. Great. So let me design this to look more interesting. This one here is going to be let's say our username, and then let me just go ahead and duplicate it. Say we have this one to be bring it a bit down. This is going to be our password, and then let's have the title of, or the text property of this button to be, let's say, signing, like so. Then what can we do again? Let me also duplicate this label. What I'm basically doing is holding down the control key on the keyboard if you're on Windows. If you're on Mac, I mean if you're on any other operating system or laptop that is other than Windows, you can figure out how to go about that. But better yet, you can just right click on this and say copy, and then right click on the form again and say paste, and it will just do the same thing for you. So I'm going to change these ones to letter X, like so, and I want it to be bold. And have the color red. So for color, I'm going to change it to, let's say, orange red. Okay, that's fine. And then expand this font property, and then change the bold to true, and also push it to the top corner here a bit, like that. All right, now with this title, I'm going to use this one for the title of the form. Say Apex Mobile Limited. That's what we had on the demo video, right? So let me change the font size of this one to a much visible one. Let's say 20 is even not so, see, I think, oh, let's go to 20, and then make it bold. Well, so I think this is okay for now. Now let me change the name property of the major controls we have on this form. So select the username text box, come to the name property here, and then change it to txt username, right? And then do same for the password, txt word password. And also for the button, do it btn signing, like that. Now I want to change the background color of this, or the back color of this button, to indigo, because that's what I used in the demo video. So select the back color, choose the web tab, and then scroll down. I'm going to say indigo somewhere here, indigo, right? Great. And then we cannot see the text on this particular button, so we're going to change the fore color from control text to, let's say, white. So you can say system, and then you can search for white, or better yet, you can just go ahead and type the white in here, like that, white, and this should work fine, right? Great. Now the cursor property of this should be hand, and that's working already. So I think basically we're good to go. So let me start this application, or debug it, so we see what we can do with it? No. What's okay. So we're getting an error because I renamed the form. Right, to FRM signing. We need to have it reflected across. But I don't know why it's not able to resolve it automatically. Anyways, so let's click on debug again or start, and this time around it should work. Yes, so this is basically what we've done so far, right? Great. Okay, so I've not implemented this, so let me just use this one to exit it. Now I'll select this one, make sure I name it to set a name property to LBL close, right? And let me just double click on it, so assign the click events to it, and then just say close, right, like that. And this is going to handle the, or better yet, you can say, since this is the starting form, we expect that when you close that form, the entire application should shut down. So we can say application dot exit, right? All right, so that is it. Now we come back to the form again. Let me just select the form itself, go to view on the view tab and select tab order, and then set the name text box, the username text box, to be the first text box, this one to be the second, clicking on it, and then this one to be the third, and then this one here to be the fourth. So what that does is, whenever you start the application, right, automatically you see that the username field is focused, because that is the first control to be selected on the form. You could see that. And then when I hit on the tab, it goes to the password field like that, and when I hit again, it activates a sign in button, and the next one would it's supposed to activate this label, but it comes back whatever it is. I don't know. Let's just continue with our project. So basically we've been able to design the sign-in page. Let's design the custom message box. So we are going to add one more form to the project. So you can do it either by going to the project tab and select add form, or right click on the project name here and say add, or is it add, and then say new item, right, or form windows, whichever way. So let me just select this one here, and then I'm going to name the form to be FRM custom message, and then just click on add. Now as usual, let's design this form quickly. First thing, let me set the font size to 14, so that anything that we place on it, or any control that we place on it, will assume the size 14, and then resize it a bit by holding the edges like that. Now let me go ahead and set the start position of this one to how do you call it, center of the screen. And also let me just deactivate a text property, and then I'm going to say, hey, you should also set the cursor of this one to hand, where is it, hand, and also double buffer true. I'm also going to say that the form border style of this should be none, and then control box 2 should be disabled, false. All right, so this is going to have us, a clean form like that. Now we need to pull some controls from the other form and bring it here. So I'm going to use this, and then one of the label, copy it along, and then send it to the custom message. So what did I do? Can just do this, select this one, hold on the shift on the keyboard, and then click on any other control, and then right click and just say copy. All right, then come back to the custom message form and then right click and then paste these ones. All right, great. Now we have this. I'm going to rename this button to BTN action. BTN action. And also this label here, I'm going to duplicate it, copy, and then paste it. Great. Now I'm going to use this one to say this one will have the name, right, to be LBL message, right? And then this one is going to be LBL message title, right? Great. Now I'm going to pull a panel, go to the toolbox, search for panel, and drag and drop it right on the form. Now I'm going to dock this panel to the very top. So select a panel, come to the properties and look for the dock property and set it to the very top. And this is going to shift this one or dock it to the top of the page like so. Now the back color of this, as usual, I'm going to set it to be indigo. And then the fore color, I'm going to do it white, not coral. Coral will be nice though, but let me just go stick with my white. Now let me just move this one here to the panel here, right? Great. Let me close this a bit to somewhere like so. I think that's okay. Let me select all these and then align them perfectly. Well, I think this is okay. I'm using the arrow keys on the keyboard to just move it along. Now let me say that we want to add a picture box, right? Picture box. Let me add a picture box. So picture, go to the toolbox, search for picture box, drop it, and then resize this to whatever you want. So 1. Great. Now let's rename this picture box to pick box icon, right? And then let me just duplicate this one, copy, and then paste this one here, drag it onto the panel here and squeeze it a bit. I'm going to change the, click on this small arrow here, and then and the picture box taxes, say the size mode, we want it to be zoom, right? Just going to make sure that the image stays within, and I mean within the picture box, and then it is visible as well, right? Great. So having done this one, let's just go ahead and click on this text boxes icon again, and then say choose image. So I'm going to click on import from the select resource window, click on import. Now I have some images downloaded, so I'm going to use them. So I want to use close padding. So let me see if I can see close. So I'm going to use this close btn here. All right, click on OK. Great. Now let's just double click on this one here and just say close. Just type close. Let's go back to the form. Now with this, let me just import the images that we'll be using for the success and then the error messages. So click on this, say choose image, and then go to import again. First thing first, let me just bring the success icon, this one here, and then import it. Let me just click on OK first, and then make sure that the size mode of this picture box set to zoom. Great. And then I'll say choose image again, and I'll import the error, this one here, right? And then I'll click on OK. Now this is going to do something interesting. You realize that when it comes to your solution explorer here, right, and you're going to see resources folder, and all the images that we've included are actually what in here like that, right? Great. So we can have a way of what making reference to them. All right, so let me adjust these ones a bit. Okay, great. All right, so I think this should be okay for us. Great. Now let me go back to the sign in page. Double click on the sign in, and I'm gonna do something. Say, hey, if txt username dot text equals, let's say, code leaf, right? And txt password the text equals same, right? Then what do? I'm gonna say that we need now to show the message box, right? So let's go outside this sub. On top of it, let's just say dim msg box, right? Msg box like so, right? Please make sure you type it like so, because already VB has a message box that is spelled like so. It is spelled with capital M and then msg like that. I mean this msg box, it is like so. msg box. Why am I not getting IntelliSense? It has something like so. So if you type it like so, you're going to get an issue. All right, so as new frm custom message like so. Great. Now we come and say that, hey, msg box dot, then we can now access the control that are on that particular form. So first thing first, we want to say that lbl message title should be equal, dot text. So the text property of that label should be equal to, it's a user authentication, right? Authentication. Then say msg box dot lbl, the message itself, the text, should be equal to signed in successfully, right? Then we can also say that msg box dot pick box icon like so, right? Dot image should be equal to my dot resources dot, then we're going to use what, the success icon like so. Great. Then finally what we can do is msg box say the show dialog, right? We are true. Great. Then let's copy the whole of this and say else in the same block, and then paste it here and say that this one here, we're going to change the message to what, wrong credentials. And this one, instead of success icon, we're going to say error icon, and we're going to show the message box as well. Great. Now let's go ahead and test this one out. All right, so let me not just type anything and click on sign in. You see that we are getting what, our message box like that. Okay, we made a mistake. I need to change the text property of the button here. So I'm going to say msg box dot btn action dot text property of that should be, say, okay, right? And I can copy that over to here as well. Right, and that should do the trick. Click on start again. So click on sign in, and you could see that this time around the message has changed and we are getting this what wrong credentials with this icon like that. Great, let me click on this and this goes away. Now let's type the correct details like we specified, code lib, and then click on sign in. You could see that we are getting what another message with the success icon like that. Click on OK. Okay, so I think we need to do something on the message form, right? So go back to the custom message form. On this button here, let's double click on it. Say when this is clicked, right, we can just say close. Can just say close it. Now let me go ahead and do something. Push this one here a bit so that it is able to stay within. Okay, all right, so let me start it again. So click on sign in, and you could see that when this time around when we click on the OK, the message box closes, and then we are able to go back to our form. When we type the correct details, click on sign in, we get this nice message like that. All right, great. Now you notice one thing, that this form is sort of, the message form is sort of blending with the form, I mean the sign in the background of the sign-in form, and we don't really want that. So let's try and add some shadow to the message box, right? And this we have to do it programmatically. So I have some codes written already. Let me see if I can get it somewhere here. Yes, so we're going to copy this. You can decide to type it out. So copy this one here, go back to the form, and then right click on it and say view code, and just after the main class you can paste this. So this is going to perform some overrides and all that. All right, great. And then let's start application again. Click on sign in, and you could see that this time around we have some sort of shadow behind this custom message box like that, and that's looking slick already. Great. Now you could also realize that we are not able to move this message box, and sometimes can be a bit worrying, right? So let's have a way of implementing the feature to be able to move it around. So we are going to need some functionalities, some events, right? So first thing first, we would want to have the mouse down. Going to have the mouse down event. Select the form itself, right? Select the form itself, come to the events tab here, and then look for mouse, where is it, mouse down. We will need this event, and then we would also want to have another event called select the form itself. We would also want to have another event called mouse over, and then no, not mouse over, let me just delete this. Not mouse over, we need mouse move, right, this one here. and then we need mouse up. We need mouse up as well. Mouse up, this one. So we have all these event: mouse down, mouse move, mouse up. Great. Now I have some predefined codes already. I'm just going to copy those and have them in here. So first thing first, let me just paste this one. So at the very top of the class, all right, maybe after this particular sub, you can go ahead and say paste this what variables is dragging, and then start point. Make sure it is defined like so. Great. Now you come to the mouse down, this one here. Just make sure you type out this codes in there like that. So if whatever events you are getting, dot batting is whatever left, blah 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 and all that, just do these things. Just copy and paste just as it is, right? Great. And then we need to also paste the codes for the mouse move. Paste it like so. And then let's do for the mouse up as well. Great. Now I'm going to add all these codes to the I'm going to add it to, so paste it here. Let me name it like draggable codes. So I'll add this codes to be part of the description, so you can look at the description section of the video and then have it and then just implement it in your codes, right? Let me go ahead and start the application again. All right, so let me click on signing, and we are getting our message box as usual. Let's try to move it, and this time around you could see that we are able to move the message box around, right? Great. So that is basically how to go about this custom message box in VB.net. I hope you like this one. If this is your first time and you're enjoying the content, don't forget to hit that smash that like button, and also subscribe to the channel. And I would love to have your thoughts in the comment section. Until next time, keep coding, keep coding. I'll catch you in another one. Bye.